Just from lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire. This is my club, my only desire. Woo! Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares.
Durdle, I'm going live. Can you not do it for me? Durdle, I'm live. What do you want me to do? You knew I was going live, Durdle. Why didn't you do it? And you have not told me to do this one before I was just going live, Durdle. I'm sorry. Just put it on. This is better for me. Dippers?
Yeah.
I will be with you in a minute. Sorry, guys. Give me, and I will be with you. Yes, good evening and welcome to Thfc to a Die. I'm Tom, past, present, and the exciting future, of course, on the Roberto De Zerbi. Firstly, I apologise for no watch along today. Things out of my control happened this morning and there was nothing I can do. So, look, I apologise. I know you're all looking forward to the watch along to the last pre-season game of pre-season, but again, I apologise, but I will make it up to you. And me doing this tonight's my way of saying, look, sorry, I'm making it up to you, but there's 9 months of Premier League football coming up, and tonight is all about just transfers, the latest rumours going around, and my thoughts really on the transfer market as a whole and how we're doing it. But guys, if you can do me a massive favour, hit the like button, hit the subscription button if you can as well on our march to 3K. I would love to get to 2,900 during this stream. If we can do that, I'd be really, really chuffed. And then that leaves us only 100 away from 3K. And I'm sure we can do that before the start of the season. But yes, big up to everyone in there. Big up to Mohammed. Good evening to you. Big up to Giant68. Big up to Mo Panel on the chat. Yes. And big up to you as well, Mohammed. Right. Let's crack on with the, just to make sure everyone's comment comes up. Let's just get in cracking into it, shall we? And we are going to start with a bit of breaking news. I will get a breaking news thing done. I will sort it out tomorrow. And it is on a Vicario. And if I can find it, where is it now? I did have it down. Vicario. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Right, this is the latest. Juventus have made an official club-to-club approach with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club for Gianluca for Vicario. The Italian wants Juventus. Clubs now in direct talks on a loan with a buy clause. Talks underway. I was told about 5 minutes before I came online that it will be done tonight. So we could get a here we go in the next few days, in the next couple of hours. Maybe we might get a here we go. Sorry, I'm just sorting out my camera. For some reason it's playing up. We might get here we go actually sometime tonight or first thing early tomorrow. So that will move very, very, very quickly. And it's not surprising he's spent no time in pre-season at all. And it was very interesting. Would he be used today? And he wasn't. And that should have told you everything. That should tell you everything, that he is on the way out of the club. Yeah, just don't. Look, I'm going to deal with this once, Killian. I've never met you. I don't know who you are. You've gone around telling other people that I know you and we're best mates. I've never met you before in my life. I don't know who you are, where you live, or who you are. And I'm sorry, you've annoyed a couple of my mates as well. And I want to do these streams without you spamming the chat every 5 seconds and then going into other chats. Oh, I know, Dermo, we're great mates. I've never met you before in your life, so please stop saying the crap you've been saying, basically. No, I don't know if you're messing or not, and I don't take you saying you know me and we're big pals. I don't take that as messing. So, you know, you want to stay in. You want to go. It's down to you. Don't really mind. Big up Mohammed, always with the bookies. Please stop this. What do you mean, Mohammed, always with the bookies? I don't get what you mean, bud. I'm not disappointed he's leaving Gerrard, if I'm being honest. I'm really not disappointed because if you think of the amount of points he cost us last season, even a couple of games, you look at Wolves even. Was it Wolves or Fulham? Fulham at home when he made that mistake. And he really cost us a lot of points. He had a good first season, and then after that, it's been a steady decline for me. And I just think time is right to move on. We've got a very good keeper in Kingsgate. We've got a backup as well for him, and we've got Austin. We've got Austin as well. So I think we've got 3 very good keepers there now. And I think Vicario, I think his time is done. I think it's time to leave, and he wants to go back to Italy anyway. And him going back to Juventus, a massive club as well. Do you know what? It's the same with Rumour, isn't it? It's the same with players that have left. You either like them, you have this love-hate relationship with some players, and Vicario is one of them. That, yes, on his day, he's a very good keeper. But on other days, he costs you. And the points he cost us last season, I think nearly cost us dearly. And I think, look, if it's a loan to buy, then great. Just get, as long as he leaves the football club, I'm very happy with that. And I'm happy with the keepers we've got. I think we've got 3 very good keepers. And I just don't think Vicario is wanted. And I think De Zerbi made that very clear. He made that very clear when he come to the club. He started Kingsley for the Sunderland game, which I think was a very bold decision considering what happened in Kingsley in buying for the Atletico Madrid game in Spain. So I think he made his intentions clear. Vicario was not in his plans moving forward. And to be fair, I think it's the right decision. Look, Vicario's a good goalkeeper, but he just cost you too many mistakes, and that's the issue. He did play a good cup final. Well, so did Rumour play a good cup final. He got man of the match. But doesn't mean that they didn't cost us points last season. They didn't cost us, they weren't reliable enough. And maybe you could say that about the whole team, they weren't reliable enough. And you can point your finger to a number of players that weren't good last season, but De Zerbi came in and he's looked through the squad and he's gone, and you're not part of my plans because of whatever reason, because of X, Y, and Z. And how many times last season how many times have we slated players that are still here now? All of us have slated some players now and again. And I think Vicario, I think Rumour, I also Jed Spence. Jed Spence, I'm really sorry he's gone, but I understand why he wanted to leave. But I think, look, for me, it's a good move for all. I think Romero as well, good move for all, and I think also with Vicario, I think it's a good move for all as well. Big up to Mohammed said we have to stop doing business with broke clubs. Yeah, I get it. I get it why we have to do business with these clubs because it's what it is, and under circumstances you want money for the player. Of course you do, but in other way, shape, and form, if a team's going to come to you and say, right, we take the player on loan, but we'll give you so much down the line, then you take it. You go, yeah, fine, get him out of the club. That is what we want to do. That's what you need to do. We've got too big of a squad, so you need to downsize the squad. And the only way of doing that is either selling the player or getting the player out on a loan to buy obligation. And that's all you can do. And once you do that, you're thinning down the squad. You're thinning down to the players you want at the football club. And I get it that we all want money for players. I get it. We all want money for players we sell. But sometimes that's not possible. And sometimes clubs don't want to spend money. Sometimes clubs don't want to spend money. They just want to say, okay, we'll take them on the loan. And we'll take them on the loan and we get rid of him that way. Hang on, I'll just be 2 minutes. It's here for you. I've just Facebooked them. I just did so. You can go back to doing what you did, and I'll do it from here. So for me, look, it is what it is. It's not the biggest thing in the world. It's not the biggest. It's not the biggest problem in the world. It just downsized the squad for me, and for me, that's a good thing. And also, just add to that, Mohammed, also, it keeps the players not bringing down what's in the squad and the good values, the good vibes that's in the squad as well. And I think that's a good thing as well, because that just gives the people that are there want to be there. The people that are gone don't want to be there. And he wants them out of the football club by hook or by crook, but any which way. And I think that's the good thing as well. And I think that's a smart move. Too many clubs allow players to stay there. And they fester, they're not playing, they fester, they train, they train, they come in, they come out, they leave, and they're not involved. Also, that leads to resentment, and that leaves why you're not playing me. And then that leads to it starts moaning in the dressing room. He starts talking about the manager with other players. And then if the manager's not getting the results, he can use that to his advantage. And I think it's good to get these players out of the football club. And I think it's right. And I'm not saying Vicario's like that, but for me, he was too much of it's everybody else's fault. It's not mine. And any goal we concede, and when it was his fault, he never took responsibility for that. He always said it's your fault, or it's Romero's fault, it's Van der Ven's fault, or the goal against Fulham. When he made a mistake, he made the decision, I'm going to come out of my goal area, I'm going to come out near the corner flag, and I'm going to try to take on a player and kick it up the field, instead of kicking it into row Z. Get it done and out of the way. Fulham go and score. What's the first thing Vicario does? Instead of turning around, put his hands up, say, sorry, guys, that's on me. No, he blames everyone else around him. And that's the culture we had within that dressing room. It was no taking responsibility for your own actions. And we all do it. We all do it now and again, don't we? We always, I suppose, in one way, shape, or form, pass the buck. But there is times you have to take responsibility for your own actions. And he never did. Italy, no, they don't have any money. But look, if it's a loan, then good luck to them, and I wish them the very best. It took me a while to let my guard down and learn to trust the process that De Zerbi's implementing. But now I have stopped second guessing every outcome as I know it's for the greater good. And that is the point, Vinny, bro. It is the point. It is for the greater good. Because the players we're getting rid of are the problems probably in the dressing room. I go back to Romero. Look, I have this love-hate relationship with Romero. I don't know how you feel about Romero either. But when you got a captain turning up late for training, turning up late for meetings, and setting that example, then how is that good for morale in the dressing room, especially with the season we had last season, especially with the way we didn't win so many games, for a long period of time? You want people in the dressing room who are going to say, right, we need to roll our sleeves up, get down to it, and let's crack on with this, and let's put this right. There was no mentality of that, and I think De Zerbi's right when he said, I want players that want to be here. If they don't want to be here, then you can go. Help me. And he said that, didn't he, before the end of his last season? Help me. If we stay up, you can go. If we sink, you're staying here. You're not going anywhere. And that then gives some of them players the mentality of, right, I need to do something here. If I want to move, I need to keep us in the league. And then you had all the last sort of month or so with Romero, what he did with Argentina and not coming out. Then De Zerbi saying about two different types of captain. It sort of it's led before you, isn't it? It's there in front of you. All the information is there. And it's how you take that information and how you use it and how you process what the manager's telling you. We can all process it differently. We can all look at it differently. But players like Romero, Vicario, and players like that who have left the football club needed to go because they won't bring in the vibes that we need within the dressing room of a brotherhood together, all fighting as one. You can't go into a fight with your mates around you and that two or three of them are going to run off for the first sign of trouble. And a lot of these players did. And as I said, Romero's got a love-hate relationship. I got this love-hate thing with Romero because there was times he did put his body on the line and he did play well and he did lead by example, but there's other times he didn't. And Vicario, for me, I'm sort of glad he's gone in a way. I wish him well, but I'm glad he's gone because I think we've got a better keeper in Kingsley than Vicario, in my view. Kingsley disappointed me against Newcastle in the Cup, but I don't hate him for that. No, look, everyone likes players, everyone doesn't like players, but look, it is what it is. Overall, we haven't spent all that much considering the dead we got rid of. I'm sure another 5, and more coming in as well. I think another 4 will be in as well. Gerard, thanks for taking the load off my shoulders, but we need to balance the books here. And this is harder when we don't get money in. They are worth they are worth for the players. I do understand what you're saying, but we've raised over 100 and what's it now? We raised 64 million in Romero and Spence leaving, and so we've raised nearly 200 million in sales. And we've sort of, I think we're near enough 29 million in profit from the selling and the buying. So we're in a better place than we are. Dermo, surely it's time to offload Gallagher, but would we get our lolly back that we paid for him? I think he was nothing more than a panic buy. I think Gallagher is here to stay. And look, I'm not Gallagher's biggest fan, but I do think that De Zerbi likes him and De Zerbi will use him. So I think he's here. Papa Sar's he is. He's the next out. Got information on that as well. He has not progressed in any shape or form. He's gone backwards, by the way, in my view. Big up the Vinny Bro. No manager worth his salt will allow a player have more power than overteam than him. Fergie got rid of Keane, and Beckham and seen them as a threat to his authority. Thus, it's a good Romero's gone. Yeah, it is. Because if you think about it, they had no respect for Thomas Frank. They had no respect for Judah. When you got a dressing room running the club and running the team, then you got no hope. And De Zerbi's come in and say, nah, I'm the manager here. I control everything. You don't like it, there's the door. And some of these players have shown their true colours. They wanted to leave, and they have shown their true colours. And you know what? If they don't want to be here, then don't be here. If they do want to be here and they do want to fight for the shirt and they do want to fight for the fans, then be here. If you don't want to be here, just go, because we have no room for you type of you people at a football club. And as much as Romero has been here for 5 years, he's been part of a squad that's finished 17th twice. Yes, we've won the Europa League, but how long are we going to use that as an excuse, as an example of how good Romero is? You can't use that as an example. One night in Bilbao doesn't sort of what am I trying to say? It doesn't make everything better. It doesn't make everything, all the bad points go away. It sort of makes the bad games and the decisions and the performances even bigger than winning the Europa League. And look, winning the Europa League is great. Give us a great night. We won our first trophy in so many years, won our first European trophy since '84. Look, I'm lucky enough to see us win the Europa League twice, UEFA Cup twice, '84 and a couple of years ago. But it still doesn't take away from 17th finish twice. And when you got players like that within your squad who think it's okay to lose, do you think the mentality is, well, we don't have to worry about the league because we're never going to get relegated anyway. We're going to concentrate, say, on the Champions League, or we're going to concentrate, say, on the FA Cup. Don't worry about the league. We've been that off. It doesn't work like that, because the Premier League is your bread and butter. That's where you earn your money. The higher you finish in the league, the more money you make. And then the higher you finish, the chance you get qualifying for Europe, the chance Conference League, Europa League, and Champions League. But it's also important you go for the cups as well. It's also important that you fight for an FA Cup or a League Cup or a European trophy. If you got a chance to win that competition, then you should fight for it. But you can't bin off the league just because of that. And that's the problem. And that's been this problem with Tottenham, I think, since Enoch and Levy took over. When Levy took over, it's always been one thing or another. It's always been, okay, we want top four, so we're gonna concentrate on top four, but we're gonna bin off everything else because finishing top four is the trophy we want. Well, I'm sorry, you can't have a parade for finishing fourth in the Champions League. You can't do that. You can't have a parade. So, yeah, we finished fourth. What you got to show for it? Nothing. Just more money, and you qualified for a Champions League. And how long does that last? 5 minutes. It lasts. If you qualify for the Champions League, it lasts a couple of days or a day even. You're excited. Yeah, we're in Europe next season. We're in the big tournament. We're going to play the likes of Real Madrid and Barcelona and Bayern Munich. And yeah, we're in the top league. But it doesn't last long, does it? You win a cup competition. You win an FA Cup. You win a League Cup. You win a European trophy. That lasts forever. That lasts for the whole summer. And yes, if you win an FA Cup and you win a League Cup, you qualify for Europe anyway. So all this narrative of, and this started under Ange as well, we're going to bin off the league, it's fine. That mentality stopped, and De Zerbi's come in and said, no, it's going to stop now. We're going to fight for every competition we're in for. We're going to fight, and this is why he's buying the players he's playing. He's buying because he knows he wants a squad that he can compete on all fronts. And this is why I'm so excited, because I get the 80 vibes of what Keith Burkishaw built in the early 80s. When Tottenham got relegated, he brought us back up. It took him 2 or 3 years to build a squad capable of winning 2 back-to-back FA Cups and UEFA Cup. And I'm getting the same vibes from De Zerbi. that he's building something special this year. And we have a good opportunity this year to go out and win a cup competition because, yes, we've only got that and the cup competitions to play. We've got a great chance of finishing high in the league. And I've already stated this season and stated on this channel more than one occasion that we're going to finish in the Champions League. And I think we will qualify. But if we finish in the Champions League or qualify for Europe, I would class that as a good season. But I'm not going to celebrate it because it's all about glory. It's all about winning trophies. Being a fan of a top football club, being a fan of Tottenham Hotspur is about winning trophies, about being successful, about having trips to Wembley and enjoying your day out. It's not about finishing fourth. Finishing fourth, great. Yeah. But that sort of rubs off. And this has been the problem with our club over the last 20 odd years. We've accepted that it's okay not to win. We've accepted that it's okay to bin off any cup competition. And we've accepted it's all about fourth. And this is the problem also about expanding the Champions League, expanding it to fifth place, because some clubs now are going to get a thing. Some people are going to think, okay, it's okay to finish fifth because we're going to get Champions League football. It's not about that. Football's about winning. Football's about passion. Football's about winning trophies. It's not about finishing high in the league. You start the season, every fan up and down the Premier League think it's our year this year. We can do it. Very quickly, the league sorts itself out, and you've got teams fighting for mid-table, you've got teams fighting for relegation, you've got teams fighting for the Europe and Champions League and the league, whatever. But at the start of the season, next weekend, every fan from top to bottom thinks we can win the league. We can win something this year. We could do something special. And I want more nights like Bilbao. That's what I want. I want a trip to Wembley this year. I want Tottenham to get to a League Cup final, an FA Cup final. I've never done a watch along to a cup final or an FA Cup final. And I want to do that. Before I finish YouTube, I want to do a watch along to Tottenham in an FA Cup final. And that's my dream. That is my dream. Exactly. Overrun or one tournament doesn't defy your legacy. No, it doesn't. But I think also, if you look back at managers in the past that I grew up to, that they went into every competition wanting to win that trophy. And football now has become a thing that is more about money than it is about glory. And maybe that's how football is today, but it's not the football I grew up on watching. Toby and Van were better without winning. But were better without winning the league. But they could have won the league on the potch. They could have won the league, but they didn't. Because, again, we weren't backed in the transfer market. It all comes back to being backed and making the right decisions at the right time. Like I wish I had those two back. Yeah, well, I think we've got pretty good defenders now, to be fair, Mohammed. When I see Van Hecken and Sensini yesterday, any fears I had about Romero leave and evaporated, they were huge. Yeah, they are massive upgrades in my eyes too. Okay, we'll see, but saying it's one thing, proving it's another. Dama, here's a question for you. You did the players get bigger bonuses for winning the cup, or you say finishing 8th on the league? Because 2 years ago we hadn't hoping heaven and making top 4. I don't get the question. Here's a question for you. Did the players get a bigger bonus? They got a bigger bonus for winning the cup, I think. They got a bigger bonus for winning the cup. What I mean by Birkinshaw, mate, I just got the same vibes that De Zerbi's the same thing as Birkinshaw. That's all I'm saying. I'm just getting the... It just feels something special is brewing. This BS a top 4 is the Holy Grail, but no, it's not for me. It's a winning the cups for me. Demo, would you prefer to win the League Cup, FA Cup, and finish in top 4, the Holy Grail? Give me a League Cup and an FA Cup any day of the week. I'd quite happily finish 10th and win an FA Cup and a League Cup. You still get into Europe, so you win a competition, you qualify for Europe. It's glory for me. It's the glory. It's not about finishing in a specific point in the league. It's about winning competitions for me. It's about winning trophies. That's what we're football fans for. That's what it is. Let's just crack on. We've got Galatasaray as well. This is from 345 Digital. Galatasaray president Duran Özbek has reportedly confirmed that Victor Osimhen is not to be sold this summer. 343 Digital claims that the club chief told his inner circle he will not agree any transfer. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're nowhere after him, so I think that's going to run and run and run as the season goes on. Tottenham are targeting the signings of Savinho, Omar Marmoush and Cody Gakpo this summer. That is the latest on him. Pedro Neto, another person we've been linked with, has chosen his next transfer amid interest from Tottenham, Man City and Arsenal, despite reportedly holding talks with all three Premier League sides. The Chelsea winger looks to be heading to the Saudi this summer, so that's going to be interesting to see where Neto ends up as well. Spurs have confirmed the exit of Christian Romero and Jed Spence. As I said earlier, the pair have departed North London for a combined fee of 64 million quid. That all goes back into the transfer kitty as well. And I think Tottenham had to sell a few to start buying again. Now, I'm not saying that Tottenham are sell to buy or anything like that, but I do feel we had to offload some in the squad to get more in. I think that's what it's about, space. That's what it is. Tottenham Hotspur are targeting Crystal Palace right back Daniel Monaz after selling Jed Spence. Crystal Palace value Monaz at more than 20 million quid, with the defender having 2 years left on his contract. I don't think this would be a bad move as a backup, you know. I quite like this player. I've watched him a bit at Palace than last season, and I think he'd be a good backup to Porro. Look, Porro's the starting right back, but I do feel, I know you've got also Archie Gray can play there as well, which I think having a player like Archie Gray so versatile in all these positions, I just think it's going to be very interesting to see what we do this season with the right back position. Do we promote from within? Do we go out and buy this Crystal Palace right back? Or do we use Archie Gray as the backup? So it's going to be interesting to see. Also, Everton and Nottingham Forest are also interested while Spurs want competition for Pedro Porro. So we're not the only club in for this lad. Also, Everton and Forest are. So we're going to have to wait and see. I think there's going to be a lot of business done this week with the transfer window shut in over 2 weeks' time. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. Apparently, this is also too. Tottenham have agreed a fee of 85 million with Liverpool for the signature of Cody Gakpo. The Dutch winger is ready for a new story in Lillywhite to play with old teammate Xavi and soon to be. So this is something I found online on X. So I thought I'd just bring it up. Just as the price tag alone, I think 85 million quid's a bit too much for Cody Gakpo. I would go with 60 million. I did it the other night that his sort of went for 54.5 million to 62.1 million. So around that price range, I think 60 million plus add-ons at the top end of that price target is good enough. 85 million, I think we're overpaying again for a player. But saying that, we do know that the Premier League transfers are very much inflated at the moment. And if you were to buy a player from Europe, then the price differs because the transfer market within the Premier League is so inflated at the moment. The bubble is so large at the moment that it's a bit like an economy. The bubble in the economy grows and grows and grows and grows to one sector of that economy goes bang, and then you have a recession. Are we going to head that towards transfers within the Premier League? Are we going to get to a point where the bubble bursts within the Premier League? And we're going to have to wait and see. But for me, 85 million is too much. Though I do want Gakpo at the club. I do like him as a player, and I think he would be a great buy to get for the football club. I just think 85 million is a bit too much in my view. Let's just go through some of the comments. Exactly, Dermo. It's all about the cups. Yeah, it is. Jared, it's all about winning trophies. Yes, another right back is crucial because Porro is getting tired. Yeah, I agree. And maybe Mohammed, maybe the Deuce De Zerbi does see Archie Gray as that sort of backup, and where you know he can play another position. So maybe buying another right back wouldn't be such a bad idea because it gives Archie Gray then a bit of a rest if he needs one. He played too much minutes since he came, too much. Well, he hasn't played any minutes Tottenham so far this season. He hasn't been involved. He's only just come back of World Cup duty. So, you know, he hasn't played in anything, nor has Mickey van der Ven. And there's one other player who hasn't played any minutes either. It's Burrow, Mickey van der Ven, and somebody else. There's one more player. 65 for Gakpo, yeah, totally agree. 60 plus add-ons, but 65 millions, yeah, I would agree. Totally agree with that. And also, last bit of news as well, Tottenham Hotspur will consider selling Lucas Bergville if Newcastle United meet their asking price. Spurs valued the 20-year-old at around 60 million quid after turning down Newcastle's 646 million offer last month. That one's going to run and run, I think. But I felt Bergville yesterday really playing out of his skin to show De Zerbi what I can bring you. Keep me here. I can give you this. So, look, I reckon this one's going to run and run. We'll have to see where it goes. But this week and next week, a lot's going to happen. I think there'll be a few late night shows this week with players going and coming in, and we just have to wait and see, won't we, what happens. We're going to get the last couple of comments for Gakpo. This bit is 60 million. Well, it is what it is, Mohammed. But guys, we're going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Look, again, sorry for no watch along today. As I said, a few things out of my control. Couldn't get on, but I decided to do this show for you tonight. We've got a lot coming up next week as well. We've got the podcast on Thursday. Hopefully, me and Dave's Irish Lads Talk Spurs podcast will be back this week as well. We've got on Tuesday, we're going to review the preseason, me and Billy, see where it goes. On Wednesday, I think we're going to do a show on the squad and on the tactics as well of De Zerbi. And hopefully for us to understand why De Zerbi's mind isn't his type of football. Of course, Friday is all the build up to the game on Saturday, so you've got predicted lineup out on Saturday morning. Members goes out live Friday nights, non-members Saturday morning. We've got also after the presser as well with De Zerbi's press conference. We've got the build-up show as well on Friday, and then Saturday we start at 4:30 for the build-up for the Tottenham game, Brentford Spurs, and then watch along. And then we've got instant reactions after the game. And then on Sunday, we've got the player ratings after the presser and player ratings as well. So we've got a lot coming up, guys, over the next few days. The Premier League is back. Tottenham are back. Pre-season is over. Let's get on. 9 months of up, down, every which way, emotions, win, lose, happy, sad. It's going to be one hell of a whirlwind. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. But guys, do join us every step of the way here on Thfc to a die, where you never will miss a beat, never miss any breaking news, and you won't miss a watch along. We're bringing to you every game Tottenham played this season live, main team, under 21. We're doing as well. And also we're going to cover the Women's League as well. We're going to cover the WSL. So Women's Spurs watch-alongs as well, live here on THFC to a die. Guys, a lot coming up. This channel's growing. So get in, get subscribing, get liking. Let's grow. Let's get the 3K before the start of the season. And whatever we do, come on, you Spurs. In Roberto De Zerbi, we trust. And it'd be handy if I had an outro sorted. Now I have.